Welcome to Commander Tune-Ups. Today we're doing a Pir and Toothy deck tech.
When you're playing this deck, the only thing imaginary is going to be your opponent's life total.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
And I'm your host, Peasy, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. If you haven't tried liking one of our videos, it's actually really fun.
Yeah, try liking this one, because if you like this video, the people who do that are 10% more likely to enter the battlefield with an extra +1/+1 counter.
Disclaimer guy here. I don't know what the equivalent of entering with a +1/+1 counter is in real life, but that's why we can't guarantee it.
That's a pretty big game. You know, you'd be able to take down trained soldiers even if you were a 0/1 to start.
I mean, how good is Renata or whatever?
Renata? She's real good.
Yeah, and all she does is make you extra +1 counter, so liking this video is just as good.
All right, what is Commander Tune-Ups?
Commander Tune-Ups is a series where we take your user-submitted decks and under your restrictions. The restrictions for this deck specifically are $150 budget and no Narset wheel combo, and we upgrade them using those restrictions. If you would like to submit a deck, you can do it in the comments below this video or in any of our videos, because we check the comments on all of our videos.
Really, anywhere you can reach us? Like, this is the best way to do it, but you can like add us on Twitter or something.
Yeah, add us on Twitter. If you're a patron, you can do it on Discord.
Yeah, we'd prefer you just do it on the Discord if you're a patron.
Yeah, that's true. This deck submitted by our watcher,
A Worth.
A Worth. It sounds like it just sounds like a name from. It just reminded me of A Ron. That's all it reminded me of, because A Worth.
I don't even think that skit is that funny.
It's funny.
I kind of like grin and bear it when people reference it, like, yeah.
I also saw that.
Whoa! And he says Balake too. Ooh. What's going on? What are we doing? Oh yeah, we gotta read Pir and Toothy, I think.
All right,
because that's the deck we're doing.
So I'll read Pir, you read Toothy.
All right.
So Pir Imaginative Rascal is 2 and a green for a legendary human 1/1. Partner with Toothy Imaginary Friend. If one or more counters would be put onto a permanent your team controls, that many +1 of each of those kinds of counters are put on the permanent instead.
We're talking loyalty counters, charge counters, +1/+1 counters. This deck is mostly +1/+1 counters.
I mean, then some other counters, but we're not worried. Let's go right into.
I feel like mostly +1/+1 counters would be a perfect way to squinch that into a few words.
That's fair.
Yeah. Toothy is 3 and a blue for a illusion 1/1. Whenever you draw a card, you put a counter on him, and then when he leaves the battlefield, you draw a card for each counter on him.
Leaves a key word here. So the deck here, the theme is +1/+1 counters and flicker. Blue's tough to flicker with, but it is a flicker. It is one of the flicker colors. So
Blue and white.
We did our best to work with it. White is so much better for flickering.
What were you chopping?
I don't know.
You massaging someone?
Yeah, I was just giving a massage.
Of course. Massaging the counters on Toothy.
So we're gonna get right into the first category. And we're gonna talk about counters. And now there's a couple things before we get into things, creatures that are gonna have our counters. Some things that help us, just like Pir does.
Yeah, provide counters. Put counters on our creatures. We gotta get them big. We gotta be able to attack our opponents. We gotta be able to draw cards with Toothy.
So Hardened Scales is one of them. It costs 1 green for an enchantment, and whenever something gets any number of +1/+1 counters, it gets 1 additional one.
1 additional one. I think that if you're playing +1/+1 counters, I like this card like way better than Doubling Season.
It costs 1 mana.
It's 1 mana,
so big.
And you want cheap things that just can keep putting counters on for cheap instead of like, all right, I'm gonna put 10 counters on it, and it's gonna double to 20, and it's like, okay, well let's get lower to the ground, and then we'll be able to do our game plan way more often.
Yeah, and one of the things about Doubling Season, and it's not in this deck for 2 reasons. Budgetary is one of them. The other reason is I don't think I'd put it in this deck. I mean, it's just, it has a Nitpicking Nerds problem where you really just have to untap with it.
And it's like one of the most lightning rods I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets removed. What's the next one do?
Vorel of the Hulklade is 1 blue-green for a 1/4. Pay green-blue tap it. For each counter on artifact, creature, or land, you double them.
Awesome. You can't do it with the Planeswalkers, but you can do it with your awesome creatures.
Creatures is what we care about. That's all. The rest of it is nothing. But we care about creatures.
I mean, Toothy could have 5 counters, double those. That's awesome.
Toothy gets really, really, really big.
Easily.
After 5, no one wants to kill this thing. And maybe they do want to kill this thing, then you get 5 cards. I'm okay with that.
Oh, I do want to give a slight warning about playing the card Toothy. There's a lot of ways in this deck to remove it yourself to do that, but be careful. There's no May on this card.
Yeah, you have to. So if it's at 50 and you have 20 cards in your deck, you probably lose.
Yes, so be very careful with that. Deep Close Gate is 4 and a blue for some power and toughness I don't care about. But
3/3.
A 3/3. But when it enters the battlefield, double counters on anything.
Any number of permanents. You just double them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you do that to planeswalkers. Do that to your Toothy. Do that to some of the other creatures we're going to get to right now, like Chasm Skulker.
2 and a blue for a 1/1. It's a baby little Toothy. Whenever you draw a card, you put a counter on it. When it dies, specifically dies, you make X 1/1 blue squids with Island Walk.
They do have Island Walk, yeah.
Where X is the number of counters on it. Those other counters don't have to be from drawing cards. You can put counters on it from other ways. Hardened Scales is going to double this thing every time. We have other ways, obviously, but this thing gets pretty big.
Having
It's a
Pir-
little bit annoying.
Having Pir and Hardened Scales in this deck, Chasm Skulker, getting increments of 1 is awesome because it just, that's how, that is doubled.
Chasm Skulker, I think, is a little poopy. When you don't have Hardened Scales in your command zone and Hardened Scales in your deck.
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I agree completely. Next, working on these +1/+1 counters, Crystalline Crawler, it costs 4 mana, it has Converge, so for each color you spend on it, it does something, and the thing it does here is it gives an extra +1/+1 counter when it enters the battlefield. It's a 1/1, so it would just be a 1/1, but that does nothing. Remove a +1/+1 counter from it, add a mana of any color to your mana pool.
That does not tap. It's just, you can do it as many times as you want.
But it doesn't have a tap ability.
Oh, it
Tap
does.
it, add a +1/+1 counter to it.
That part didn't even need to be on there.
Increments of 1, baby.
That adds 1, 2, maybe 3, 5, whatever. Then this thing just, you untap with it, or it's free, and then you just have a mana dork. This thing's really good. I recommend, if you're not on a budget, you need to put some lands that make rainbow so that you can play this as a 4 mana 4/4.
Oh, yeah.
Throw in a City of Brass, Mana Confluence, Spire of Industry is another one. Just there's not even crazy expensive ones. Exotic Orchard's good.
Spire of Industry is so good in so many decks in EDH.
Spire of Industry, that's a card that we have that I know that I like, and I just haven't really been talking about it.
Somebody mentioned in the comment, and it
And
made
I'm
me
like,
think of it.
yeah, we play this card.
That card's really
Why did we
good.
mention it?
Fathom Mage is a 1/1 for 2 green-blue.
That's terrible.
That is completely awful, unplayable. I wouldn't play it. But it has an ability. It has Evolve, which means when a creature with a bigger power or toughness enters the battlefield, it gets a +1/+1 counter.
That's mediocre.
It might be 2. But also, there's more.
There better be.
Don't worry, there is. You draw a card whenever it gets a +1/+1 counter. And awesome. This works the best way possible because it carries for each counter.
Yes.
So if you have like Pir, put 2 on at a time, it draws 2 cards.
Yeah, I know there's I think more towards now, we've been trending towards whenever 1 or more of something happens, you draw a card. This is like whenever, if you put 3 on, you draw 3, right?
Yeah, if you put 3 counters on at once, if you have Hardened Scales and Pir, you'll get 3 because it says.
Or even if you just put 3 +1/+1 counters.
Yeah.
Like a spell that does that, you just draw 3.
Yeah, exactly, because it's worded in the way to be the best here.
Fertilid is weird, but it's 2 and a green for a 0/0 elemental. Enters with 2 +1/+1 counters, maybe 3. And then you pay 1 and a green, remove a counter. Target player searches their library for a basic land. Pro tip, target yourself.
You almost always will target yourself unless you're feeling. You can really. I mean,
No, unless somebody else that's not you plays Ob Nixilis Unshackled. Then you just target somebody 4 times and they lose.
that's fair. You could also do that.
Fringe strategies.
Forgotten Ancient, 3 and a green for an 0/3. Whenever any player casts a spell, put a counter on this guy. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you can move those counters wherever you want.
Moving is very great with Pir, because he said whenever one is placed, moving is placing, which means if you have 5 creatures and one of them is Forgotten Ancient, and you move 4 counters, you get 8 counters.
Yeah.
Like it's 2, 2, 2, and 2.
It works in the best way possible.
In the best way. Forgotten Ancient's a good one. It's slow, but it's kind of like it'll just pile up because no one really wants to kill this thing.
Ooh.
I've had one out before. It's not that bad.
Actually, these next 2 coming up, they're like on the border here of the next category.
The next category is ETBs.
So
whether you want to count this as +1/+1 counters or you want to count this as ETBs, we're going to leave that up to you. Just make sure you let us know by liking the video which one you chose.
Yes.
Prime Speaker Zagana, 2, green, green, blue, blue for a 1/1 merfolk. Enters with counters equal to the highest power among creatures you control. When she enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to her power. So if you have a 4/4, she enters with 4 counters. She's a 5/5, enters the battlefield, you draw 5 cards.
I love the idea of like Grasp Darkness. You draw 0.
Oh, Grasp of Darkness?
I'm just saying,
Yeah, don't
like-
play Grasp of Darkness in this deck.
It's just.
And, well, not in this deck, in any deck. Verdurous Gearhulk is 3, green, green for a 4/4 artifact creature. Enters the battlefield, distribute 4 counters, and it has trample.
Simple.
It's just this is like the most vanilla card in the deck. I think the ability to move counters, not move counters, create 4 counters with a spell, and it's a pretty big body. I think that's relevant.
Oh, I could not agree with you more.
Even though, like, if this was a 2-mana 2/2 that distributed 2 counters, maybe that's better. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably 8 counters. Because you're probably going 1/1/1, you have Piro.
Well, it's so flexible because you can build one thing upwards and put 5 counters on it, or you can go 2/2/2/2.
Okay. And next category, we said ETBs, but it's ETBs / things you want to flicker, because I wanted to mention right at the beginning, something you want to flicker, Toothy.
Yeah. The
Duh.
best part is, instead of sacrificing him and having to cast him again, you just flicker him and then he's out.
It's super strong. So obviously you want to flicker Toothy, but the rest of these are ETBs. So it says ETBs in this little spot here. And I know you're seeing ETBs.
Where my arms used to be?
But Toothy is still part of it because we want to flicker them. Yeah. Well, yeah, where your arms used to be, they're probably cut off.
Yeah, they're probably cut off. All right, we can just run through these 4 because they're in the Nitpicking Nerds Hall of Fame, I think. Elvish Rejuvenator, Wood Elves, Farhaven Elf, Sad Robot. They all get you lands. Some tapped. Wood Elves is untapped. Wood Elves is the best one. They're going to be flickered. You're going to have a great time. The worst one is probably Sad Robot. If you want a budget upgrade, or a non-budget upgrade, cut Sad Robot.
Sad Robot's okay. Yeah, I've never hated the card, but I like it in decks that can take advantage of it like this.
Yeah, if this was a non-flicker deck, I would definitely not play Sad Robot.
Know what deck? I know what I think might be the best commander for Sad Robot is, what's his name? Shroud Veiled, Athros.
Ooh.
I think that is the best commander for Sad Robot.
It's non-blue, it's non-green. You just need ways to ramp, and then it just draws your cards and has an ETB.
Yeah, and then you just put a coin on it, sacrifice it, get the draw, get the ETB. It's great.
So moving into our next category, putting coin counters on creatures. Oh wait, no, we're actually doing a Pir and Toothy deck.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Some other ones, this are just card draw value. Coiling Oracle, Risen Reef, Watcher of Tomorrow, Wall of Blossoms. All functionally say draw card, except Risen Reef is the best one because it says draw card and you can then put a land. Or the card you draw can be a land that puts in.
Yeah, the Coiling Oracle does that too. But it also does for every elemental. There is other elementals in this deck, so it's relevant. Watcher of Tomorrow has Hideaway. It comes in tapped automatically because that's what Hideaway says.
Watch out. Hideaway reminder text as the creature enter tapped. It's the worst.
It's super weird. But what's awesome about this card is it's when it leaves Hideaway.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's when it leaves for this Hideaway.
Get the Hideaway back.
Yeah, so it's awesome. You can she'll flicker it, get another card under it, and then when it leaves again, get that card.
I want more Hideaway. Hideaway's cool.
And there's also Wall of Blossoms, which is actually just draw a card.
Yeah, that one is just draw a card, and then it's gonna either stay there to get flickered or just block a thing.
Oh yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Eternal Witness, everyone and their mother knows what this does. It gets you back any card. It's just staple good stuff. And this card, the next one, is a card we're pretty high on, despite the poopy artwork.
And despite BZ not liking it upon initial release.
Don't remember that.
BZ changed his opinions.
No, I
and
don't remember that.
He is able to change his mind. He
I'm a
doesn't.
logical person.
It's useful. Just because you don't think something good. I know you didn't think this card is good. The only reason I know that is because you told Tim Rue not to put it in Rune.
Oh yeah. Oof. Whoops.
Yeah, this card's very good, and
No, it's great.
we were wrong about it, and that's fine. Guess what? Sometimes we're wrong about cards.
I'm happy to be wrong if I can then just take the I would just I'll follow where the evidence leads, right?
Yeah.
If this shows to be a good card, I will happily just misevaluate it.
Yeah, this card is really good.
Yeah, this card's. You know what? It's probably the art. Wizards release. If there's one card that I wouldn't even play that I want another art for, it's Agent of Treachery, just so I could respect it more. It's 5 blue for a 2/3. ETB, gain control of target permanent. That's just free. And then at the end step, if you have 3 or more permanents that you're not supposed to have, you draw 3 cards.
This deck's not really going to do that second part so much.
Unless you flicker it. This is the flicker category.
It is.
We are going to do that.
I mean,
I plan on doing that.
I mean, it's still hard to do because flickering's tough in this deck because we're in blue.
If you steal 3 things, you're probably just winning.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
favored. You've got to be the favorite in that game.
Is that
you
why
steal any 3 things?
Expropriate wins the game? So
Well, that's Time Walk too.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good card.
Spellseeker, 2 and a blue for a 1/1, making vomit noises on YouTube. ETB, search for a spell, instant or sorcery. Mana cost 2 or less, goes right in your hand.
There's only like 7 or 8 in this deck. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Every single time this enters and you flicker it, it's so much value. There's a lot of good ones.
Counter spells.
I think
Cyclonic Rift.
my favorite cool one to get is the Strive card that doubles counters.
Ooh. Solidarity of Heroes.
Solidarity of Heroes, yes, and it has this cool little art with a Johnny in.
Elspeth?
Nope. Random note. Johnny is the lamest character of all time according to his arena quotes.
Why? Oh yeah.
He's literally friendship is my power. It's like, that's his
He's,
quote.
he's Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
He's so terrible on that. Like, everything is like that. Our friendship can defeat anybody. It's like that stuff. It's like, are you for real? This is what he
It's
said.
like if you released a little kid version of Magic. That's what the Planeswalkers would all say.
Next is Fencer Shaper Savant. I really like this character. It's super good. It costs 2 blue for a 2/2 with flash. When it enters, return target permanent or spell to its owner's hand.
You can bounce their counterspell. You can bounce your own spell in response to a counterspell to save it. You can bounce your creature. He can bounce himself. He can bounce lands. This is the most versatile card probably in the deck.
Oh, yeah, it can just do so many different things. Bouncing a spell to their hand when it's something that costs like 9-10 mana, which people love in EDH, is so strong. Do it to an expropriate. It feel great.
Yeah. That's when you want Narset's Reversal.
You time walk them though.
Yeah, it's like, how does it feel? You're gonna get that. Now when you play it again, you don't even get an extra because I took this one from you.
Yeah, you basically. Oh, it would feel really bad. Next to Reclamation Sage, it enters, destroys 1 artifact or enchantment.
Bane of Progress enters, destroys all artifacts and enchantments, and then even gets +1/+1 counters.
Our deck doesn't have many. I think the grand total was 11.
Well, here's 2 of them. The Guardian Project is 3 and a green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control that's non-token, you draw a card. I'm going to just read that card as that from now on.
I mean, that's what the card does in EDH.
Functionally.
Functionally, unless you're playing a Relentless Rat deck or a...
Rat Colony, Apostles, Persistent Petitioners, 7 Dwarves.
7 Dwarves,
Yeah.
yep, 7 Dwarves.
All right, the Great Henge is 7 green for a legendary artifact, costs X less, where X is your highest creature power. Tap, add green, you gain 2 life. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and draw a card. This is the best card in the deck. I don't care. This is the best card.
Every single thing on this card works with reduced by power. Well, Toothy's huge.
Toothy's an 8/8 at any given moment. At least. It's going to be more than a 7 power.
The only unrelevant text is gaining 2 life. And
That's
it's
just that's so
gravy.
I didn't ask for that. Are you kidding me? Thank you.
We're gonna get a gravy.
We've got to get
something. Maybe I'll just put something in the screen.
No, we got to get like a gravy container. What are those called?
I don't know.
I don't know
A
either.
gravy container. We're not getting a okay. We're
getting something like that.
The +1 counters, super relevant. Drawing card always relevant.
It's gonna go from 1 counter to 2.
So say you just play Toothy and you have Pir out already, and you have the Great Henge. Play Toothy because he died because he's gonna die sometime.
That happens.
It happens. He enters with 2 +1 counters because of Pir and the Great Henge, and you draw a card, so he'll get 2 more counters. Everything about that was so good.
Now he's a 5/5. Who's gonna kill that? It's already too late for them to do anything. They just have to wait.
It already draws 4 cards, and you already got a card back from the Great Henge. Great Henge is such a good card.
I will say the one way to cleanly answer Toothy is you have to enchant it with like a Dark Steel Mutation or I guess One with the Stars or Dryad, Song of the Dryads, and then kill it. Then it's get cards.
Yeah, I mean, there's all those ways to do it.
I'm saying it seems hard to cleanly answer it, but that is one way to do it.
I mean,
if not the only way.
That's why people play those type of spells, because when something has text like this, it's hard to answer.
Yeah, I agree. Indestructible, hexproof. Yeah, even hexproof sometimes if you cheat it into play.
Yeah, if it just comes down, you're like, whoo, slide on your creature.
I've done it.
Huh?
We got to Flicker now because we've been bragging about Flicker all day, and we've got a couple good ones. How are we going to abuse these ETB creatures?
So the Flicker ways are these 5. This is actually it in the deck.
The core.
I mean, you could add more of these one-timers, but the one-timers are just, you got to remember.
You'll see, they're not good.
If you're not hitting like something super good for ETB, and it has to be super good, like I don't want to just pay the mana to like do one time on like a Rex Sage. It just doesn't feel that way.
The bar is get your card back. So I would do that on a Rex Sage.
Okay, a Rex Sage is good, but
you have to get your card back. If you're not doing that, then don't cast a spell. That's advice. That's our advice with these.
Okay.
Wait, okay. Deadeye Navigator is the first one. This is in the Nitpicking Nerds Hall of Fame if you hadn't known. You soul bonded, you pay 2 to flicker this or the soul bonded thing. It's hard to kill this once they get going, but do know, since I'm going off every weakness of cards, soul bond is a trigger. So if they flicker Deadeye in response to a kill spell, it enters and now the trigger goes on the stack to bond it with something else, so it won't have the ability to flicker. So just then is the time to kill it.
Yes, there is
a window.
A window, yes. Next, this one's great.
Oh, so cool.
This is probably the best flicker in the deck.
Ooh.
I would say. Thassa, the Deep Dwelling, it is 3 in a blue For a legendary enchantment god, it's a 5/6. The devotion text for the single color god, you know what it says. It's on the screen, whatever.
Indestructible.
And there's also a god from this plane, indestructible.
What does it actually do?
Was actually do at the beginning of your end step, you can flicker a creature.
Great. What else does it do? 3 and a blue, tap a creature. That's what else.
I forgot about that
That's real. Don't try not to activate that, but sometimes you have to activate it.
part. Point gravy.
If I'm tapping down an Eldrazi, sure, great. But otherwise, I really don't care.
It's just, like I said, it's gravy. That's not what we care about. We care about flickering something every single turn.
I don't like Conjurer's Closet. That card is just, I think that card is bad, and it's not in this deck. This is 1 cheaper, indestructible, can attack as a 5/6, and has other text.
Yeah, this card is so much better than Conjurer's Closet. It's actually crazy. If you want to put Conjurer's Closet in here, especially,
I'm not gonna come to your house and beat you up.
No,
I just don't think it's that great.
it's also not. It's close to this card. This card is much better, but like it's still like
There's
it's like
budget too. This is like a $10 card.
Right now.
15? I don't know.
It'll probably
it
go
sees
down.
play because it blinks Agent of Treachery in Standard.
That's-
Standard is so fun.
I don't know what's going on in
I don't
Standard.
even think that's a meta deck anymore. Whatever.
not?
I don't know.
There's like-
it's not one of the 3 meta decks. But we're not here to talk about Standard. We're here to talk about Ghostly Flicker. What does it do?
2 and a blue, flicker 2 creatures. It's that simple.
Or lands. Or artifacts.
Oh, it's permanence?
No.
Oh.
It's that.
Regardless, doesn't matter. You flicker both of them. This is really, really, really good if you have Eternal Witness out, because you flicker Eternal Witness, flicker
Something else.
Something else. Get back the Ghostly Flicker, and you get whatever other
This is-
ATB it is.
Ghostly Flicker plus Eternal Witness is build your own Deadeye Navigator, and the ability costs 1 more.
Yeah, which is great here.
Think about it like that. That's really good. It's super good.
Yeah, and also you don't have to pay the input of 6 mana to start it.
No, you don't. Which maybe then you can just say this is equal to Deadeye Navigator.
Illusionist Stratagem.
Yeah. What? What does this card do? What?
This also does the flicker of 2 things, but you draw a card.
You get your card back. So this one, I'm happy to fire off on almost anything.
Yeah, doing 2 creatures is great. I mean, if you add in the Eternal Witness again, you're just doing a lot of awesome stuff.
Now it's broken. 4 mana, draw a card, and an ETB effect.
4 mana,
It's fine.
4 mana, draw a card, flicker a creature. Not too bad.
It's fine. Teferi's Time Twist is one of the better ones. Is 1 in a blue, exile target permanent you control, return it to the battlefield at the end step, and if it's a creature, it gets a counter, an extra +1 counter, and if it's Planeswalker, it gets an extra loyalty counter.
This is the best single flicker one, and the other ones, there's a lot of them. This deck, if you want more, you can put more in. I'm not big on them.
Use it with Toothy, save it from, not save it, cash in on the counters and then bring it back with an extra counter. Find some of the ways to win the game before Toothy gets way too big again. Get Eternal Witness, save a creature from a board wipe. It has a lot of functionality. Creatures like Fathom Mage, you flicker it to reset the evolve and then it ends with the counter and you draw a card.
All right, so, I mean, the card has versatility in the deck. Patrick Zagana, that's pretty sweet. That's just an extra +1. Also gets,
30.
we're in the winning the game category.
How do we actually win?
I'm sorry. When you go into a flicker deck, I mean, we go over this every single time we go into a flicker deck. It doesn't matter. You're
Picking
gonna.
Nerds Hall of Fame.
There's no reason not to put this in your deck.
Well, there are plenty of reasons.
Okay, the reasons not to put this in your deck are based on whether you like infinite combos or not. It's not.
Or amount of competitiveness. If your deck is too competitive, this combo doesn't do anything.
Yes.
It's Deadeye Navigator and Peregrine Drake. I don't know where you stand on this. We stand on the, sure, let's put it in.
I stand on the. I mean, that eye's in this deck anyway. Peregrine Drake's a free 2/3.
Which is nothing.
Which I mean,
That's basically nothing.
I mean, if you have actually, if you, we can do a mini Deadeye with this. We can do the Ghostly
Eternal
Flicker.
Witness and Ghostly Flicker?
The Eternal Witness Ghostly
Infinite
Flicker. Peregrine Drake makes infinite mana. The other one does too, actually.
Oh, Stratagem? It goes by 1, yeah.
Yeah, it goes up by 1 every time.
Hey,
All right,
look
we
at
have
us.
another mini combo in the deck.
I mean,
where-
2 more mini combos?
Yeah, I mean, you can just make infinite mana like it. It's not even unreasonable. It's a 3-card combo. Then I Peregrine Drake's 2 cards, and again, this pays off for the ham sandwich. You have a billion ETBs. Any ETB wins off of that.
You do the math. Thassa, tap infinite creatures.
That's what we're looking to do.
That is actually, no creature can ever attack or block. That's not yours.
Sure.
That's,
but,
as the worst one, which I'm sure it is, that's pretty cool.
oh, shit. Okay.
This is another 2-card combo, except the 2 cards vary a little bit. you are going to draw so many cards with Toothy that you need an out so that you don't die to it. We have Thassa's Oracle. It's blue for 1/3 ETB. Look at cards equal to your devotion to blue. If your devotion to blue is less or more than or equal to the number of cards in your deck, you win, basically. And then it puts 1 card back if that matters. And then Jace, Wheeler of Mysteries, 1 blue for a 4 loyalty Jace. Basically just has the static ability of Laboratory Maniac. So if you draw a card when you have none, you win. And he does other stuff, which is great. But when you have these out, it's fine to draw 36 cards with Toothy, 58 cards with Toothy. You just win.
Yeah, Thassa's Oracle is a really strong Magic card.
It really is good.
You also get
Plus, we can flicker it. So play it on turn 4 as look at the top 5, find that land you need.
Plan turn 2 even. I mean,
Yeah,
just
a little bit of card selection.
Yeah, look at the top 2. Like, I don't know. I don't
You
mind
can
that.
put them both on the bottom if you want to. Plus, you can just put them all on the bottom if you don't like anything.
Are you? Hold on.
Thassa's Oracle says up to 1. You may put up to 1 of them on top of your library. Put the rest on the bottom.
Then the Arena Boys didn't know what they were doing.
That's the whole show. That's why I watch the Arena Boys.
I mean, I guess they just thought that they kept putting a card on top every time, even if they didn't want it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell them. It says up to 1. I just looked it
I
up.
blame the Arena Boys for my mistake.
Or you can admit when you're wrong, which is the
No,
theme
it's
of
the Arena Boys' fault.
Riley Knight, you son of a gun. Okay, that's the deck, though. That's all we have for you. We can win. We can make you not win. We can go infinite. We can make +1 counters. We can draw cards. We can do all of it.
The other way this deck wins is extreme card advantage. I mean, if you just draw 10 cards, even if you have to discard some of those cards, it doesn't matter.
It's hard to lose from a point where you just have this like crazy card flow.
Yeah, the card flow is a way to win the game in itself. When it's just so much. And there's so many. When if your guy gets up to 10 counters and you just draw a bagillion cards, I mean,
You just want to make sure you can hit your land drops up to turn 5 or 6. I think this deck folds if you can't play Toothy at a reasonable time.
yeah.
You got to get the
Maybe.
first Toothy out so that it doesn't just die to something. Get a couple counters on it, draw some cards. Maybe like ideally you want to like ramp on turn 2 and then play Pir and then play Toothy.
Or ramp. And
Or
then-
just ramp and then play them both and actually do something. Maybe play Toothy and then get some counters on it right away.
Yeah, a lot of the other turns of EDH, depending on your competitiveness, are ramp. That's just the way it goes.
That's how it is. I mean, even the competitive ones, turn 1 is the ramp, the ramp turn.
So that's the deck. Thank you for submitting it, A-Worth. And if you want to submit one, put it in the comments below. Special shout outs to all of our 37 patrons. You guys are
Climbing up there.
You guys are all awesome. We love you all as much as we can without making you uncomfortable. They're scrolling on the screen now. I've changed how this works.
Credit style.
It's credit style. They're all scrolling on the screen. You can see all of them. I don't know who's on there right now. If you would like to support us, you can go to patreon.com/user/nitpicking nerds, and you can join the ranks of all the people who are just on screen.
I mean, that sounds fine, but what if they don't want to spend dollars monthly?
Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah, monthly fees are tough. I mean, you're already paying for Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. You're already paying for all those.
Let me help you out. You can just cancel the Netflix one.
Ooh, dang. You can cancel the Netflix one and add this on Patreon.
Yeah,
Or you can go to buymeacoffee.com where, the link is in the description, you can do, it's a virtual tip jar. You can do any amounts. Basically, it's by $3 because that's what they think coffee costs.
I don't know why, but that's what they want to do. But what if even that, like, I don't have to support YouTube channels to be a fan of them, but I would help them out if it was free rolling. So how can I do that? Is there any way?
Well, there's a link in the description below that takes you to TCG Player. It'll take you to this deck list. You can navigate anywhere on the site from there, and as long as you use that link to get there, we will get kickback to any purchase you make, which would be very much appreciated.
We're pulling in like a couple,
Dollars.
dollars a month. I didn't want to say how many dollars we're pulling in, but it's actually like we're starting to rack up money, and it's going to go right back into the channel.
Everything goes back into the channel. Mics are coming soon.
Mics are coming.
That's the next step, is bigger, better mics.
13 more patrons, underwater box opening.
Woo!
That's coming too.
I forgot about that.
I didn't. That's all I've ever. That's all I want. I can't. When we lose patrons, I'm not like, oh man, that's one less supporter. It's like, oh man, we're farther away from doing an underwater box opening.
Okay, so tidbit about our life.
Oh yeah, the tidbit that everybody likes. It's your
So
turn.
I'm just gonna go with what I'm doing today.
Okay, what are you doing?
I mean, I'm gonna be editing the rest of this video. I'm gonna be editing this video, throwing it up on YouTube.
Besides that,
I'm just saying. And then I'm going to dinner with my family.
okay.
At Tolly's, if anyone knows what Tolly's is. And then I'm going bowling. What are you doing?
I'm going to play some competitive EDH.
Ooh, have fun
I've been
with
into
it.
that lately. It's kind of fun.
We started playing EDH F&M this Friday because our store started doing it.
I like it. We started out playing Pioneer. We got paired round 1, and we were like looking at the rest of the people playing Pioneer, and we're like, how about we play EDH?
EDH it is.
And it ended up working out.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yes. If you think we've never played one game of EDH, there's evidence that
You're-
there's hard evidence that we just did.
Yuriko, baby, getting there for one of my games. Or both of my games.
Oh, and I am undefeated at competitive EDH night, 1-0. But we're done. We gotta go.
Well, we gotta go. Peace out, Trap Scout.